Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, boys and girls. Welcome back to another new lesson of distance learning program. My dear students, we have been discussing this topic called solving quadratic equations by using different methods. Today, again, we will be doing a quick recap of the different methods used to solve quadratic equations. Also, we will be doing a few questions, that is the application of quadratic equations in the real world context. So let's start our regular lesson, boys and girls. So, my dear students, my name is Sayyid Faraz Hassan. I am your mathematics instructor. With me, I have my team, the team of subject specialists, Sir Ashraf Ali and Ms. Shabana Salman. This is topic quadratic equations and functions from your maths book 3. Okay, now, dear students, our learning objective for today, by the end of this lesson, inshallah, you will be able to review the different methods to solve the quadratic equations and you will apply quadratic equations in the real world context. Okay, now let's have a quick recap, dear students, what we have learned about how to solve quadratic equations. Now we have learned that there are different methods to solve quadratic equations. What are those methods? Number one, factorization method. Now again, there are different ways by which you can apply factorization. Number one, by taking out a common number out of an expression. That, number one. Number two, by applying identities. What are the identities? A plus b the whole square equals a square plus 2ab plus b square. Or you can apply the identity with a minus sign. So you will have this case, right? Another method, we can apply a technique called middle term breaking. Okay? In middle term breaking, when we have three terms, we apply a technique in factorization called middle term breaking. We split the middle terms into two parts. How do we do that? By multiplying the two extreme numbers. We multiply the two extreme numbers, we make factors of that. Okay? Then we make either a sum or a difference by putting the suitable signs, and we split the middle term into two parts. Then we have two groups, we take out something common and we factorize it and then we solve it further. The next method is called taking square root method. In this method, what do we do, dear students? We take square roots on both sides of the equation. And remember, whenever we take square root, what do? We need to put a plus and a minus sign on either side of the equation. By putting the plus and a minus sign, we have two values, one positive, one negative, and then when we equate it by making two columns, first we do it with the positive sign and then we do it with the negative sign, and finally we get two answers. The third method is called completing the square method. Completing the square method, what do? We arrange the quadratic equation, arrange the given equation in descending order form. First we have x squared, then we have x, and then we have a constant number, and finally equals to 0. Now in this completing the square method, what do? We take the coefficient of x, right? In a upper column, we write out that coefficient of x, we divided it by 2, we square it, and finally we need to add and subtract it from the given equation. So then we are able to make a perfect square, and then finally we again apply taking square root method to get our desired solution of the quadratic equation. The fourth one is called quadratic formula method. What is a quadratic formula, dear students? I hope you have learned it by now. X equals negative b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. All right, this is called a quadratic formula. In this, we have uh, three coefficients, that is A, B, and C. A is the coefficient of x square, B is the coefficient of x, and finally C is the constant term in the equation. We need to extract these values from the given quadratic equation and put in this formula, and then finally we get the desired solution. Again, there are three kinds of solution. Whenever you apply a quadratic formula, there are three possible ways of getting solution. It depends on this factor which is inside a root sign, that is, this is called discriminant. Remember, when this factor b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, then you have two real solutions. When this factor b square minus 4ac equals to 0, then you only have one real solution. And the third one is that when b square minus 4ac is less than 0 means any negative number, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, negative 5, or any other case, negative 10, negative 20. So you cannot find the square root of a negative number. So this is ideally not possible. For such cases, whenever we have b square minus 4ac is less than 0, what do we write? We write that the equation has no real solution. The fifth method is called graphical method. In this method, what do? We need to draw graphs. Okay, we need to have a graph paper, we need to draw a graph, and then we find the solution. Achha, for now, we are just focusing on these four methods: the factorization method, taking square root method, completing the square method, and quadratic formula method. The graphical method, right now, we are not doing it. We're going to do it later on when we'll do the chapter of graph. In that chapter, we will do the practice of this solving quadratic equations by graphical method. So for now, just hold this down. This method of solving quadratic equation by graphical method, inshallah, we'll do it very soon. So this was a quick recap, boys and girls, how to solve quadratic equations by using different methods. So dear students, this is again one question which is from your school textbook. This is practice now 10. Now it shows a triangle. Now dear student, the question says that the figure shows a right angle triangle ABC with dimensions as shown. What are the dimensions given to you? The hypotenuse given to you as 8 centimeters, the vertical side or the perpendicular given to you as x centimeters, whereas the base AB is not given to you, so I can make a question mark there. It means this is not given. Now, what are they asking us about this? So dear student, they are saying that if the perimeter of this given right angle triangle is 17 centimeters, write down an expression in terms of x for the length AB. Okay, this is it. Where I have kept, where I have put a question mark. They are asking you write down an expression in terms of x for the length AB. We need to find the expression for the length AB, and it should be in terms of x. Okay. Now what is given to us, boys and girls? They are giving us the perimeter of the triangle as 17 centimeter. So very quickly, we are doing it part 1 right now. It is given to us the perimeter. Now, what is perimeter, by the way? Perimeter is called the sum of all outer sides of the given geometrical figure. The given geometrical figure is a triangle. It has 3 outer sides. So we're going to write it down. Perimeter P is equals to AB plus BC and then plus AC. So let's see what values do we have. We have the perimeter value as 17. AB is required. BC is given to us as x centimeters, and AC is given to us as 8 centimeters. Now what is required? Required is that find the length AB in terms of x. Length AB is required. This is required. So let this AB be alone on this side, whereas shift all other numbers on the other side. So 17 minus 8 minus x equals AB. All right. So what do we get now? 17 minus 8 is 9. 9 minus x. So boys and girls, this is an expression 9 minus x centimeters. This gives you the length AB in terms of x. In terms of x means that in the expression you should have x over there. So we have x 9 minus x. That's the first answer. Part 2, hence formulate an equation in x and show that it simplifies to 2x square minus 18x plus 17 equals to 0. So you need to make this equation. Okay, this is part 2. They're asking us to formulate this equation and show that it simplifies to this 2x square minus 18x plus 17. So boys and girls, how can we formulate this equation by using the given data? What is the given data? The expression, the value of hypotenuse 8 centimeters, the value of perpendicular x centimeters, and the length AB we just found as 9 minus x centimeters. So I'm writing here 9 minus x centimeters. All right. So dear students, just consider this data: the length of the base, the vertical length, the perpendicular x, and the hypotenuse 8. Do you remember any such formula in which you substitute the value of hypotenuse, the perpendicular value, and the base value? Any idea, boys and girls? Uh, okay, just hold down, please. Okay, sorry for the phone call interruption. I just got a phone call. All right, what we were discussing, guys, we were discussing that in this triangle there are three sides, and we can fit these values in a formula called a Pythagoras theorem. Remember Pythagoras theorem? Pythagoras theorem is applied on a right angle triangle, and it says that hypotenuse square equals perpendicular square plus base square. So we will plug in these values of hypotenuse, the base, and the perpendicular values in the Pythagoras theorem and see, are we able to formulate this equation, yes or no. So let's do it. Applying Pythagoras theorem, h square equals p square plus b square. Now, what is hypotenuse? It's 8. 8 square. What is perpendicular? Perpendicular is x square. And what is the base? Base is 9 minus x, the expression which we just found. Okay, dear students. So let's try and open the bracket 9 minus x. So 8 square is 64 x square plus 9. Now, look at this. 9 minus x, the whole square. Now, again, you need to apply an identity to open up this bracket. What identity? Remember, identity number 2, a minus b, the whole square, that is equals to a square minus 2ab plus b square. So this is it. 9 square minus 2 multiplied by 9 multiplied by x and then plus x square. So dear students, what do we get now? 64 equals to x square plus 9 nines are 81 minus 2 nines are 18x plus x square. Again, we can simplify it by moving all the numbers on one side, and we should have 0 on either side. So I'm moving the 64 on the other side. 0 equals to, let's add up x square and x square. It makes 2x square negative 18x, and we have plus 81 minus 64. Let's simplify this 81 minus 64 and see what do you get. 2x square minus 18x. 81 minus 64, the difference is positive 17 equals to 0. This was the required equation. Show that, hence formulate the equation in x and show that it simplifies to this. So we just found the equation Okay, this is the answer number 2. Alright, dear student, we have shown it. Okay, hence shown. Okay, this was number 2. Now, number 3, it says that solve this equation, giving both answers correct to 3 decimal places. Okay, let's solve it. I'm solving it here. Part number 3. Okay, how do we solve? We can solve it by applying quadratic formula. In quadratic formula, we have the values of a as 2, the value of b as negative 18, and the value of c as positive 17. Let's apply these three values. A equals to 2, b equals minus 18, and c equals 17 in the quadratic formula. So we need to evaluate the value x equals to, now, minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac whole upon 2a. Okay, so let's plug in the values. Negative, and then we have a value of b as also negative. So negative and negative 18 plus minus negative 18 square minus 4. The value of a is 2 and the value of c is 17 upon 2 into 2. All right, let's simplify it more. 18 plus minus, now 18 square, if I'm not wrong, it's 324. I hope I'm right. And then you need to multiply the three numbers, 4 into 2 into 17. So 4 into 2 is 8, 8 into 17 is 136. Okay, upon 4. All right, now open it. Simplified more. 18 plus minus under root. The difference of 324 and 136 is 188. 188 whole upon 4. Okay, now we have x equals 18 plus minus root 188. Now furthermore, what can we do? We can simplify it 188 by taking the square root, and we get it as, because 188 is not a perfect square, so we need to use our calculator. Root 188, the result is found to be 13.711. So x equals 18 plus minus 13.711. Achha, they ask us that give your answer correct to 3 decimal places. So that is the reason after a decimal point I'm taking 3 digits, 711 whole upon 4. Okay, now after this there is a plus sign, there is a minus sign. You need to make two columns. In the first column add up the numbers, in the second column subtract the numbers. Either or, either or. Okay, x equals, add up the two numbers, 18 plus 13.711. So 18 plus, I can do it directly. I'm having short of space, boys and girls, so I'm doing it directly. Or just hold on. So either 18 plus 13.711 whole upon 4. You are allowed to use your calculator, dear student. 18 plus 13.711 upon, the result is found to be 31.711, and then divided by 4. So finally we have x equals 7.928. That's the first answer, dear students. Okay, now either or, what else? Or we need to subtract it. X equals 18 minus 13.711 upon 4. Okay, excuse me. So when we subtract 18 minus 13.711, the result is found to be 4.289. 4.289 divided by 4. So we can divide this by 4 times table. Our answer is found to be 1.072. Okay, so this is another answer. This was the first answer. This is the second answer. What I did, uh, they ask us to solve this equation. So the best and the simple way is to just apply the quadratic formula, because we have some big numbers here. So we applied the quadratic formula, we found the coefficients and the constant. A equals to 2, B equals to negative 18, C equals to 17, and we plug in these values in the quadratic formula. We simplified it, we found that under root 188, and this under root 188 value is 13.711. We find the sum, we find the difference, and the two answers are found to be x equals to 7.928 and x equals to 1.072. I hope this part is also clear to you guys. Now, the last part of this equation is, of this question is, hence find the area of the triangle. Now, how do we find the area of the triangle, boys and girls? We find area of the triangle by using the formula half into base into height. So part 4, we are asked to find the area of the triangle. The area is given by the formula half into base into height. All right. Now, look at the triangle on top. What is base? It is the expression 9 minus x. So we need to put in the value of this. And what is the height? The height is also x. Okay. Now, out of these two values, you can take any one value of your choice. Okay, because both the answers are positive. Both the values can be the length of this triangle. So let's suppose I'm taking this value 1.079, or you may take this also. Still you'll find the same answer. But I'm taking this one, x equals to 1.072. So according to my given triangle, half into base into height, what is my base? Base is 9 minus x. So 9 minus x, let's find the base value. Base equals 9 minus x. Let's plug in the value of x as 1.072. 1.072. When you do the needful subtraction, you will get as 7.928. And what is height? Height is x, and x value is this. We are taking this value. So let's plug in the value of height as 1.072 and 7.928. Alright, dear students. So I'm writing it once again. 1 upon 2 multiplied by 7.928 multiplied by 1.072. Okay, 1.072 is this value we just found by applying the quadratic formula. Then in order to find the base, what I did, I took the expression 9, base was equals to 9 minus x. I plug in the value of x over here, 9 minus 1.072, and I found my base value as 7.928. I substituted both the values in the formula, half into base into height. Now I need to use a calculator for this. So please do the needful at your end. I'm doing it here. Half multiplied by 7.928 multiply by 1.072, and the area is found to be 4.249 centimeters square. So this is the required area of the given triangle. So boys and girls, the question is a bit lengthy, but again, the parts are very simple. You know the basic concept, you know how to solve the equation, you know how to find the area of the triangle by applying half into base into height formula, and then you can do the needful very easily. So don't panic. It looks a bit difficult that it has many parts, 4 parts, 5 parts, but again, the concept is very simple. You can do it. Okay, let's move on to the next part, boys and girls, after this. Now, the figure shows a triangle ABC in which AP is 6x, AB is 3x plus 5, PQ is x centimeters, BC is 1 centimeters, P and Q are the 2 points on the lines AB and AC such that AP upon AB equals PQ upon BC. Now they are giving you a triangle. Inside a triangle there is another triangle. If you recall the previous concept which you have learned, they looks like similar figures. You have a triangle, you have two parallel lines, x centimeters, 1 centimeters. So basically this is the triangle within a triangle, and you have got a pair of similar triangles. And remember, for similar triangles, what do we have? We have the ratio of all corresponding sides are equal. So they have given you the ratio. What are they asking you? Part 1, formulate an equation in x and show that it reduces to this. Boys and girls, I'm repeating again. What are they asking in part 1? Formulate an equation. Formulate an equation means you need to make this equation by using the data given. What is the data given? The length AB 6 cm, the length AP 6x, the length AB 3x plus 5, the parallel lines PQ x centimeters and BC 1 centimeters. So let's use this, boys and girls. I'm using this ratio. So AP, what is AP? AP, if I look my figure, it's 6x upon, what is AB? AB is 3x plus 5, okay, equals, what is PQ? PQ is x, and what is BC? BC is 1. What are they asking us, dear student? They are asking us to formulate this equation, which is given to you in part 1. So what we need to do, we can cross multiply the two denominators on either side. 6x multiplied by 1 is 6x, x multiplied by 3x plus 5. Let's open up the bracket. 6x equals 3x squared plus 5x. Let's bring all the numbers on one side, make it equal to 0. 3x squared plus 5x minus 6x. So we have 3x squared plus 5x minus 6x means minus x. Or I can write it as 3x squared. Just erase the 0 from left hand side and write it on the right hand side of the equation. So hence shown, okay, we have shown this, okay, 3x squared minus x equals to 0. That is the first part of the equation. Part B, they are saying that this was part. Now what are they saying in part 2? That is part B. Solve this equation. So we need to solve it. How can we solve this, dear student? Any idea? Now, 3x squared minus x equals 0. So there are two terms. Okay? Can we apply quadratic formula? Can we apply middle term breaking? Or can we apply identity to apply factorization? Or there is any other method of factorizing it? Just think about it. So the easiest method which I can see is that there are two terms. In the two terms, there is something common. X is common. Just take out x common. Or Or if you want to apply a quadratic formula, you can also apply a quadratic formula. So the coefficient A will be 3, the coefficient B will be -1. And what about coefficient C? Coefficient C is constant. So there is no constant means there is 0. So you can take it as C equals to 0 and you can plug in the values in the quadratic formula, you will get the needful answer. Okay? Or I'm applying factorizing method, that is I'm taking out x common, I have 3x minus 1 equals 0. So boys and girls, I have two factors now, x and 3x minus 1. Make two columns, either x is 0 or 3x minus 1 is 0. Move 1 on the other side, 3x equals to 1 and x equals to 1 upon 3. Now dear students, you found two answers. X equals 0 and x equals 1 upon 3. Out of these two answers, one answer is valid, one answer is correct, and the other answer is incorrect. How can you get, or how can you conclude that which answer is correct? Just see what is x in the given triangle. X is this side. The length PQ is representing x. Do you think x equals to 0 makes sense over here? If I write 0 over here, can we have any side of a triangle equals to 0 centimeters? Does it make sense? No. Okay? We can never have any side with value 0. Okay? So this value x equals to 0 is not possible. We need to reject this value. This value x equals to 1 upon 3 makes sense. So we will be using this value for further calculations. Okay, so this is the result for part 2. Now we have another part 3. And what are they asking us? In part 3, they are asking us find the length PB. Length PB. Now what is length PB? Length PB is basically this length. I'm putting a question mark here. So length PB is the difference of the length AB minus PA. So I'm writing it here, PB equals to, what is AB? AB minus AP. So plug in the values of AB. A big expression 3x plus 5 is given to you. Minus sign. What is AP? 6x given to you. So dear students, finally we can simplify 3x minus 6x. 3x minus 6x means negative 3x plus 5. Okay, so PB is negative 3x plus 5. But they ask us about to find the real length of it. So we can plug in the value of x we just found in the previous part, x equals to 1 upon 3. So I'm putting the value of x as 1 over 3 and see what do I get. Okay, 3 ones are 3, 3 ones are 3. So finally I have negative 1 plus 5. 5 minus 1 is 4. So the required answer of the length PB is 4 centimeters. All right, dear student, I hope this makes sense to you guys and your concept is all clear. So this was an application of quadratic equation for solving the different values in the triangle. Hope you have learned this concept. This was the last question of the day. So dear student, thank you. What did we learn today? We reviewed the methods of solving quadratic equations along with the applications of quadratic equation in the real world context. Thank you all for being hybrid smart learners. Always be thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all his blessings. Alhamdulillah. Attempt the homework which is given to you by your respective class teachers ASAP. Okay? Leave a response. Take a good care of yourself. We'll meet again next week. Until then, Allah Hafiz. God bless you all.